What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. Okay, I want to talk about DEC, and specifically, I ran some numbers here and wanted to share this with you, get your thoughts, see if I'm looking at this the right way, or if I'm not, then please let me know. But I ran some numbers on how much DEC do we actually need in the economy right now. So what I'm basing this off of, and again, this is just a thought experiment. I'm not saying that this is the actual number, and I'm going to explain why at the end of it. But I just want you to follow me on, just follow me on this. So our 24-hour volume on card sales, according to the Splinterlands website, as of the last 24 hours of the recording of this video, we're at 38.5 thousand, so 38,500 on sales, and then just under 8,000 on rentals. Now, I want to go over and look at Peak Monsters, and what I did is filter this for the past 6 months to take a look at where the market volume has been. And what did we were at like 38,000 plus 8,000, a little over 46, maybe 46K. And you can see that we have roughly been, this blue line here, roughly been around the 50K number. Sometimes we're above it, sometimes we're below, sometimes maybe there's some promotion or something crazy, or like Lux Vega, I think was one of the recent ones here, November 15th. So that obviously was, high, high volume time. But for the most part, we do stay around this kind of 50K number, sometimes above, sometimes less. But I just want to use 50K to make it nice and easy. Now, 50,000 USD in transactional volume that's happening every single day. And if we take that number, right, 50,000, and divide it by what DEC should be ideally at PEG, right? Because if we have a stable coin, if we have DEC actually being stable at its PEG value, we divide this by 0.001, it means we only actually need 50 million DEC in circulation from a transactional volume standpoint. Now, let's go over to HiveEngine, and you can see we have 6.28 billion DEC. So we have well above the amount that we need. Now, granted, are we going to get by with 50 million DEC? No, we definitely need more, because I'm not counting what's currently in the liquidity pools, both here, which I think this includes the supply on the liquidity pools, but what it doesn't include is the pools on Ethereum and the Binance Smart Chain. So there will need to be more. People will be stacking, maybe holding on for land or whatever the case is, or just want to hold DEC for whatever reason if it is a stable coin. So 50 million is obviously too small, and we are very, very far away from that. But it does give you a baseline on where the current economic activity is. We only have about $50,000 worth of transactional volume every single day. And if we can get DEC back to PEG, that's about 50 million DEC. So again, I'm not saying we only need 50 million DEC. Obviously, we're going to need quite a bit more than that. You can see that we have a significant amount in a lot of the liquidity pools. Let's just go over here to the pools, and you can see, we have in the DEC BUSD pool, there's almost, $500,000 in there. In the DEC DAI pool, there's $500,000 in there. Keep in mind, 250,000 of that, or half of that, is going to be in DEC. So there's a lot of DEC sitting in those pools. And I'm not trying to say that we should, get rid of that DEC. Obviously, providing liquidity is important, so that's fine. But from a transactional perspective, we are only at 50K, which means we are only needing at PEG 50 million DEC. Now, obviously, we're a little bit below that. So, the DEC needed in today's market value is probably closer to, I don't know, I'm just guessing 80 million, probably somewhere between like 80 million and, 80 million and, it's not 100 million, but it's between 80 million and 100 million. Which is still well below where we are currently at. So there's a lot of DEC to eat through supply. And I guess that's what I'm trying to share with you guys here. It's just the raw, enormity of it, right? It's just, we know how much there is, but from a transactional volume, meaning how much are people using and spending every single day? I mean, now I'm curious, right? So if we do 6280 divided by 50, we have 125x what we need sitting in supply. And again, I know we're going to need significantly more than 50 million, but 125x, that's way too much. So hopefully there will be some things. I just posted a video talking about pricing Rift Watchers in DEC at market value so that People who bought during the pre-sale and earlier won't be upset, as well as, and we get to start loading up the DAO with a ton of DEC, actually more DEC per pack than would be needed. And then there's also the kind of teased or discussed, we don't have any details yet, but these DEC bonds that Matt was talking about. So hopefully we'll get a little bit more information on that in the future. But overall, I think there's a lot to eat through here. There's a lot of opportunity in the sense that, I do believe that the team is going to do whatever they need to do to get DEC back to PEG. It is a mountain of a task, and you can see that every kind of market stumble that happens, DEC is still affected by it, and we're just struggling. The volume isn't there. The player base is somewhat, let's be honest, player base is somewhat checking out right now, just because things are probably going to be slow between now and the end of the year, or maybe even early next year. So things have just slowed down in general. But I do hope that we can work towards getting DEC back to PEG. My honest goal for it, my honest target, like if I just had to give, not a prediction, right? But I would like for it to be done within Q1 of next year. And I think that given the right economic incentives, pulling the right levers, the team can get this done actually relatively quickly. It's just a couple of things. And again, I disagree with Riftwatchers priced at PEG. If they do that, I'm not saying I would vote for or against it. I'm just saying that there's other ways to go about it. We've talked about promo cards, different things, and giving a 4-month period between now and the end of Q1, I think is a generous amount of time. That being said, I will recognize that I have zero technical knowledge or experience. So I don't know how long it takes to code one of these things, develop it, for creative to go through all the card design, whatever, if they do like some kind of promo card. But this is something that the team wants to get done relatively quickly. I mean, they want it done like yesterday. So I would assume that having it done within the next 4 months or within Q1 of next year should be one of the top priorities. And I'm optimistic. This is where I'm going to give you my bullish take. I'm optimistic that we can get it done by that time, probably even sooner, based on whatever kind of other drastic measures the team is considering to help push that price up and to help eat up a lot of the supply off of the market. So that is all I have for you guys in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Obviously, here's where things get interesting. I'll just leave, on the last point here. 50 million in the current economic activity it sounds about right. But as the game continues to grow, this is where the whole flywheel comes in, because we will need more DEC. And where does that DEC come from? Burned SPS. So that is why it's so important. We could either get the players now, but in a bear market, that's really tough. So we'd rather eat through all the DEC now in any way, shape, or form that we can, and then burn SPS in the future. Or maybe the DAO will, if the DAO is holding a ton of the DEC, can start to release that DEC back into the market or back into circulation if the player base is eating it up and we see that economic activity start to increase. But that'll be a great thing to follow over time to see, if our average is starting to pick up. Again, this is just kind of like a rudimentary look at it. I'd be curious to see on a month-by-month basis. But again, there's even a lot of different we'd have to take some of these outliers out. But I'm digressing in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I will catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.